The semifinals of the Hawaiian Airlines Diamond Head Classic with Carolyn Peck and our ESPN crew. Roxy Bernstein with you. 14-11 Georgia Tech, their early lead, as the Yellow Jackets have made 6 of their first 10 shots from the floor. By Dongo, the freshman, has 6 to lead Georgia Tech. Jomon McClanahan has 7 of Hawaii's 11 points to start this one, as he missed inside of the rebound grab by Tafara Gapari.
You can see Georgia Tech, they are going to be so productive right there, getting the ball inside in the paint. We're on the flip side for Hawaii. Going to have to look for more of a perimeter game.
Georgia Tech 73-70. Last night winners over UMass, as Bernardo da Silva is fouled. As you look at the bracket for the 14th annual Hawaiian Airlines Diamond Head Classic, presented by the Hawaiian Islands. And Nevada knocked off TCU earlier today in the semis. 25 from Jared Lucas to lead the Wolfpack into the championship. On Christmas Eve, they'll play the winner of our game right here at the Stan Sheriff Center. With Georgia Tech, the 73-70 win over UMass last night, overcoming 21 turnovers. Carolyn, UMass had 16 steals for the Rainbow Warriors. If you look, the way Eran Ganot's team is built, they shoot the three well, Carolyn. They defend the three well. Those are two big factors for the Rainbow Warriors. Well, in defending the three against Georgia Tech, they are taking advantage of the height. They're playing inside in the paint and a lot of times around the rim. Juan Munoz in off the bench. Harry Rulli at depth lines up a three, left it short. Here comes Kyle Sturdivant racing up the floor for the Yellow Jackets. Sturdivant, the runner. Fifth-year player that really is so crafty in finding the ability to get inside and then the timing to release that shot. Again, the career high 21 in their quarterfinal win against UMass for Sturdivant. Morsek bobbles it, but first there was a charge. Offensive foul. Harry Ruliadev called for the foul, and we're going the other way. Ty Claude rotating over, establishes legal guarding position, gets outside that restricted area there in time to take the charge. The spacing of Georgia Tech, 5 out around the perimeter. Kyle Sturdivant in the corner, 3. 21-12 Georgia Tech. And they continue to sizzle from the field. Justin McCoy getting a piece of it. That's Tafara Gapari again, blocking a three-pointer. Nathan George short on that one, and the rebound tipped out to George for Georgia Tech. The lob at the rim, and it rolls in for Tyjon Claude, and a timeout for Hawaii. A 30-second timeout. Georgia Tech up double digits early in this semifinal matchup. Rolls on Saturday, 7 games on ESPN, ABC, and the ESPN Plus app. This is the ABC triple header going, starting at noon Eastern, Troy and Duke, in the 76 Birmingham Bowl, the James Madison and Air Force, the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl. We'll finish up in Vegas, Utah Northwestern in the SRS Distribution Las Vegas Bowl. Triple header on ABC and ESPN Plus. Down double digits on their home floor to Georgia Tech. Shot clock winding down again on the Bows. The lob for Morsek, who drops it in. McClanahan at his height, able to get inside, attract the defense, and then leave the assist up there for the alley-oop. Hawaii ball as Georgia Tech throws it away, and McClanahan, who was the most outstanding player of last year's Hawaiian Airlines Diamond Head Classic when the Rainbow Warriors won it for the first time. But right now, Carolyn, as we were talking during the break just about what's going on, Georgia Tech at both ends of the floor is doing exactly what they want to do.
Well, I think that David Sotomayor got the attention of his team because they were at the mercy of UMass yesterday, and today they want to be the Yellow Jackets that dictate defensively, and they're playing with a lot of length and very aggressive on the perimeter.
And the length is bothering Hawaii. 10 to shoot. Here's McClanahan spinning in the lane. Morsek powering his way up down low.
If the Bows can get the ball in the middle of the floor, cause help to rotate, and then be willing to make that extra pass.
To shoot. Here's Nathan George. Kwesi Reeves pulls up. And they're hustling on the offensive glass by Dongo. Had it stripped, got it back, and laid it in.
Dongo is such a mature freshman. I mean, he's a freak as far as how athletic he is, and he's just got a sense for the game.
Matthew Cotton on the baseline. He missed everything. And there is Baidongo for Georgia Tech.
He just took that rebound, Dongo did, away from Claude.
Runner across the key, rattles out for Reeves. On the offensive glass, Tyjon Claude has it sent back by Morsek, the Rainbow Warriors' leading shot blocker. McClanahan to the basket. Justin McCoy spots up. 3. First points for McCoy, who played at 2 ACC schools. Started at Virginia, then North Carolina. Now all the way out to Honolulu. It's Nathan George drives and gets it off the window.
Well, George has a size advantage over McClanahan, but McClanahan on the offensive side, anytime he has gotten inside the paint, he's been able to make good things happen.
Ryan Rapp firing from the corner. And the rebound grabbed by Tyjon Claude for the Ramblin' Wreck. And a timeout for Damon Stoudemire, and Georgia Tech an 8-point lead. Georgia Tech leading. Hawaii has been a fabulous host to this Diamond Head Classic. For Waikiki Beach, that's the hotel where everybody's staying right off the shores of Waikiki Beach at the Outrigger Reef Hotel, which is also the scene for the welcome dinner at the Monkey Pod restaurant. Right before the tournament began, rooms are awesome, views of the water, Diamond Head. Perfect place to spend the holidays.
Oh, it is so beautiful, and don't leave out the food.
As you can see, I haven't missed many meals.
And the people are so nice. It's kind of like heaven away from home.
Just fabulous hosts. The Outrigger Hotels, along with the University of Hawaii. Maybe too hospitable to Georgia Tech to start this game, though. And it rolls in for Tafara Kapari. And the lead back to double figures for Georgia Tech. Justin McCoy steps out. Had a clean look. And a foul going for the rebound. It's on Bernardo da Silva of Hawaii. His first. Third team foul against the Rainbow Warriors.
Right now, Georgia Tech owning the glass, 16 to 3.
Plus 5 offensive rebounds for the Yellow Jackets, have only missed 8 shots.
Well, most of them are pretty close range. They're getting inside, getting to the paint.
First on Jovan McClanahan. And Nathan George will shoot 2. So the freshman from Toronto to the line for Georgia Tech. Nathan George, interesting that, Carolyn, he didn't play in any of the first 3 games for Georgia Tech this year. Comes off the bench, made his debut in late November on the road against Cincinnati. Next game, he's taken over as the starting point guard for Damon Stoudemire.
Stoudemire must have liked what he saw from his freshman. And in talking to Nathan George, he's the consummate point guard, and his role model, or who he models his game after, is Steve Nash. And he talks about what a great teammate Steve Nash was. That's what he wants to bring to the floor.
Largest lead for Georgia Tech. Open, Jovan McClanahan, in and out on the 3. Bernardo da Silva, the kick out. Matthew Cotton sets the feed. Another offensive rebound for Bernardo da Silva. McClanahan fading away in the key.
Anytime McClanahan has gotten to the paint, he has made good things happen, whether it be with the assist or get the finish.
Nathan George launching a 3. And fighting for the rebound, the Bows do control it, Bernardo da Silva. Well, McClanahan has 9 points and already 4 assists. He's been involved in everything for Eran Ganat and the Bows. Here he is at the top.
He gets into that painted area. He's pretty productive.
Gets to the bucket and the quick dart for the layup.
McClanahan's been a one-man wrecking crew. He's got 14 points and 4 assists on the night.
Pull-up jumper from the wing. Kawasi Reeves with his first points. Georgia Tech up over 60% from the floor, holding Hawai'i to below 40% to start the game.
See, allowing McClanahan to the middle of the floor, that's where he can do his damage.
Here he goes again. But that one rattles off, and here comes Georgia Tech countering. Kapari, the trail 3 is way off. Here come the Rainbow Warriors, pushing it back the other way. Justin McCoy, transition 3. Second 3 for McCoy. And another assist for McClanahan. And the crowd trying to get into it at the Stan Sheriff Center. By Dongo in the corner. And the rebound tip to Jovan McClanahan, who can't save it. And it's out of bounds to Georgia Tech. 7-point lead. Georgia Tech on the road in Honolulu, the semis of the Diamond Head Classic.
You didn't see that over the back either.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Fairlife. Enjoy great taste and nutrition with Fairlife Ultra Filtered Milk. Dallin, John, and Seth will be along at halftime. And there's the Duke, Duke Hanamoku, presiding over Waikiki Beach. The shadows of Diamond Head. There's his famed surfboard. People dropping the lays, custom. On the arms there, outstretched of the Duke. Down the lane, off-balance runner, and it falls off for Miles Kelly. Noel Coleman rebounds. Jovan McClanahan, who's been in the middle of everything for the Rainbow Warriors, trying to keep them in this one with Georgia Tech. Noel Coleman on the move, and well short on the 3. Here comes Debo Coleman for Georgia Tech.
Damon Stoudemire called that timeout because he wants his team to get the ball right there in the paint. No need to settle for ill-advised threes.
Foul on the drive. Matthew Cotton with the push, and the grad transfer from Yale with his first foul. And that's team foul number 5 on the Bows. 2:20 left in the half. Georgia Tech is led by as many as 12. Kyle Sturdivant into the key. And by Dungo with the left hand that time.
Seth Greenberg talked about how Dungo and George, the two freshmen, are great pieces to build around. I agree.
Twice Dungo already has been picked ACC Rookie of the Week as Justin McCoy is clobbered down low. And he'll head to the free throw line. Georgia Tech foul on Debo Coleman, his second. 2 shots for Justin McCoy. Grad transfer, was an academic all-ACC pick. And began his college career at Virginia, 2 years there for Tony Bennett. And then 2 years at North Carolina before taking advantage of the extra year to come to Honolulu. And one of the factors that pulled him over here to the islands is Juan Munoz, who is on the Rainbow Warrior bench. In fact, Munoz checking in right now for Hawaii. They were high school teammates a long time ago, considering Munoz is now in his 8th season. Yes, his 8th year of college basketball. There's 2 players in the country, Seth Towns at Howard and Munoz, 8 seasons of college hoops.
Munoz, having suffered the injuries that he has had and still out on the floor, 3 ACLs and a popped Achilles.
Jomo McClanahan to the basket, double clutches, and it rattles out. I think Carolyn, he was more open than he thought.
Yeah, that was a little too easy.
Miles Kelly spots up and drains a 3. Back to a double-digit lead for Georgia Tech. Juan Munoz rims out a 3. And there is Kawesi Reeves with the rebound. Al Sturdivant finds Reeves, launches, 3!
Those are the threes that Georgia Tech needs, the ones that go inside and then out.
Largest lead for Georgia Tech. Fade away from McClanahan, and Reeves rips it away. Georgia Tech looks to push it in transition. All the way to the basket, and the lay-in by Dungo. He's got 12. And a 16-point lead for Georgia Tech, 8 straight for the Ramblin' Wreck, and a strong close to half number 1.
Now can Georgia Tech keep McClanahan out of the paint to end this half?
Here is McClanahan, the basket draws contact, will get to the line with 4.7 to go until halftime, and it's the first on by Dungo. So 2 shots for McClanahan with 4.7 left in the half. 68% from the line as McClanahan leading Hawaii in assists each of the last 2 years and doing it again this season. He's having a strong game.
So quick off the bounce.
Cody Williams comes in for the final 4.7 for Hawaii. The sophomore from Minnetonka, Minnesota. McClanahan missed both. And Dungo the rebound. And just about the length of the court, falls well off from Kawesi Reeves, but a strong close of the first half, Carolyn. Georgia Tech, that was a good 20 minutes of basketball.
Tightened up defensively, got out running in transition, and started playing inside out. Then the 3 ball started falling for the Yellow Jackets.
43-27 Georgia Tech. 12 for Dongo to lead the way along with 6 rebounds. Dallin, John, and Seth in the studio with the halftime report. Right now, not looking great for the Rainbows, as beautiful as that one is. 43-27, Georgia Tech leads the Rainbow Warriors for Hawaii. Semifinals of this 14th annual Hawaiian Airlines Diamond Head Classic. Along with Carolyn Peck, Roxy Bernstein with you. And the first 20 minutes was all Georgia Tech. They were dominant from the outset.
Well, Georgia Tech did a terrific job of spreading the floor and then attacking the paint. When they get the ball inside, then good things can happen. It started off playing just up around the rim with the alley-oop, but also off the high ball screen down the middle. Once Hawaii adjusted to that, working on closing down the paint, well, that's when the three-point shot opened up. And if it weren't for Jonathan McClanahan getting inside, Hawaii wouldn't even be in this thing. McClanahan was able to get the ball inside when he was able to make good things happen, playing inside out or creating for himself, getting inside to finish. It'll be interesting to see how Georgia Tech does in trying to keep number 3 out of the inside.
By Dungo with 12 points to lead all scorers in the game. 11 for Jovan McClanahan to pace the Rainbow Warriors, but Damon Stoudemire's team, 58% from the floor in the first half. 26 points in the paint. They made 4 threes, and they're a plus 14 in the rebound margin.
They have been monsters on the glass.
That was something that was a concern for Hawaii coming into this game, was the glass. Could they match the physicality, the length and athleticism of Georgia Tech?
Because Georgia Tech rebounds from all 5 positions.
Jovan McClanahan left open. Rims out a 3, and hustling for the loose ball is Nathan George for Georgia Tech, and he is fouled 94 feet from the basket by Matthew Cotton. Second foul on Cotton. And if you're Ron Gannett, you had to like the way your team came out on those first couple possessions of the second half. You got the shot you wanted, just not going down.
But to continue to keep pressure on Georgia Tech's defense.
And we'll stay at this end. Bernardo da Silva whistled for his second. Going for the rebound.
Looking at the rebounding column for Georgia Tech, every player that's played has gotten on the glass.
Plus Georgia Tech's defense holding Hawaii to 33% shooting. 4 for 16 from 3 for the Rainbow Warriors. Nathan George underneath. Leading in to Farah Gapari. And Georgia Tech extending that lead. Largest of the night. It's been over 5 minutes now without a field goal for Hawaii. Bernardo da Silva ends that drought.
Da Silva, Cotton, and McCoy have got to get on the glass for Hawaii.
And they've got to make some threes. That's the recipe for them. Pull-up jumper. And the miss from Miles Kelly.
Hawaii coming off a game where they made 11 threes just yesterday.
And normally, good shooting team from out there, 37% this season. Backing down, Bernardo da Silva by Dungo. Skies for the rebound for Georgia Tech. But also you're dealing with probably the most athletic and long in terms of what they're up against in Georgia Tech, and their length has just really bothered Hawaii in this game.
Well, and the way that Dungo can get up off the floor, he had to put in just that last possession. They're so quick off the floor.
Stays at this end with the Bows. Georgia Tech, a team that is already 1-0 in the ACC this year with that win over Duke. Beat Mississippi State, overtime win against Penn State, beat UMass last night despite the 21 turnovers. But they've been tremendous on the glass all season. They've out-rebounded 8 of their first 10 opponents and well on their way to making 9 out of 11. Noel Coleman, Justin McCoy, shot clock rolling down. McCoy to the basket, And the rebound tipped to Georgia Tech. Up the floor, they attack, and the slam in transition to Farah Gapari for the Ramblin' Wreck. 20-point lead. It has been all Georgia Tech in this semifinal. Fade away, and a foul will send Jovan McClanahan to the line. It's on Nathan George.
Georgia Tech in transition, and the unselfish pass of Miles Kelly just recognizes that Gapari is running with him and gives it up, sets it up for the slam.
And Gapari back in the starting lineup for Damon Stoudemire tonight, and he's responded. 7 points, 3 blocks already for Gapari.
We haven't seen Ebenezer Dewana today at all. He's not even been in the rotation. Ty Claude has rotated in at that 4 spot.
Jovan McClanahan hits both free throws. 49-31, Georgia Tech with the lead. Left open George as McClanahan got knocked over, and a 3. So Nathan George with a young career high of 12 and the largest lead of the night for Georgia Tech.
Coming into this game, he wasn't really known as a 3-point shooter.
Was just 4 for 18.
He's found his shot. Maybe he asked for that for Christmas.
And one, Bernardo da Silva for the Bows.
Nathan George wasn't hot from the 3 until this tournament. He's found his shot. It looks pure, but Hawaii now trying to get it done, get some paint points to get back in this one.
Wins against top 25 teams, and things so far looking pretty promising for Damon Stoudemire. It's got a young nucleus, which you've talked about tonight, Carolyn, with the emergence of Nathan George at the point guard, Bardongo having a huge game. Tafara Gapari's played well tonight. He's a sophomore. There's some young talent on this Georgia Tech team.
Head coach in UMass, Frank Martin, said Nathan George has changed this team. Moving him into that starting position, running the point, just makes the ball move.
They're getting it done at both ends of the floor in this game. 56% shooting from the field. They're 5 for 10 from 3 as Miles Kelly missed everything. They're dominating the glass, plus 16 in the rebound margin. And they're holding Hawaii to 34% shooting.
Got to believe that Damon Stoudemire talked to his team about, listen, you're playing on this home team's court. They're going to come very locked in, and you've got to bring your A game from the start.
And their free throw line defense tremendous again tonight. The block at the rim by Tafara Gapari as Hawaii's made only 5 of 10 for the stripe. And a turnover by Georgia Tech. Matthew Cotton gets it back. 3. First points for Matthew Cotton tonight. He had 15 to lead the Bows in their win against Portland last night. He can get it going. He's a streaky 3-point shooter.
And Georgia Tech's got to take care of the ball, and they've got to take high percentage shots. Otherwise, Hawaii's going to be out running.
Miss from Miles Kelly. And it's batted around, and Georgia Tech gets it back. The steal, Noel Coleman hustling up the floor. Coleman to the basket, and the follow by Justin McCoy. Timeout, Georgia Tech. A little bit of momentum for the Bows and the crowd trying to get into it in the semifinals in Honolulu.
Look
look at the beautiful Outrigger Hotel. It's the Reef Hotel on Waikiki. Our home away from home.
Don't tell our bosses, but that's where I'll be tomorrow at the pool.
I think you might have just told them. But you're going to take your iPad with you. You'll be working.
Absolutely.
But where else would you want to be? Just a gorgeous setting. Right in Waikiki Beach. Such great hosts for this event and for us as well. We can't thank the Outrigger Hotels enough. Year in, year out, they take care of us when we come over for the Hawaiian Airlines Diamond Hit Classic as the Rainbow Warriors on a 7-0 run, trying to claw back into this game. Kyle Sturdivant, and the teardrop, too strong. And the loose ball grabbed by Justin McCoy. And the Bows control it.
We talked about their three-point shooting. They made 11 yesterday. Get a couple more of those to fall today, and they'll be right back in this.
Here's Jovan McClanahan. Fading away, and McClanahan has got 15. And it's down to 12. 9 straight for the Rainbow Warriors. Kyle Sturdivant. Debo Coleman launching from the corner. McClanahan the rebound. 2-on-1. McClanahan hits the trailer. Bernardo da Silva to the basket. And it's knocked down. We'll get to the line. Just seems now watching Hawaii, Carolyn, that there's some confidence and more poise with them.
Well, if Georgia Tech is going to settle for the three-point shot, there's nobody back in transition. So every missed shot, Hawaii is looking to not set up, not get possession set up and run an offense, but run it straight down, right to the rim.
1 for 3 from the line for Bernardo da Silva. And it rattles and goes. He's had double-doubles in 3 of the last 4 games for Hawaii. And da Silva now in double digits tonight. 10 points, 5 rebounds. Trying to cut it to 10. 11 in a row for the Rainbow Warriors. Georgia Tech hasn't scored in about 3.5 minutes. Kyle Sturdivant on the drive and a foul on the pass. And it was committed by Tom Beattie, the freshman from New Zealand.
The biggest adjustment that I have seen that Hawaii has made is that they're taking a step off defensively so that lanes are not available for Georgia Tech to drive.
Nathan George stumbles, he was tripped. And the foul is on Jovan McClanahan, his second. Still a lot of time, just under 13 minutes to go. And from 21 down, Hawaii's cut it to 10. 11-0 run.
I think right now Georgia Tech getting a little tight. Hawaii can dare Georgia Tech to take those perimeter shots.
Nathan George missing a 3. Tom Beattie the rebound for the Bows. They can get it to single digits now. Tom Beattie to the basket, the reverse lay-in, his first points of the night. 13 straight for Hawaii. Aaron pass out of bounds. Will stay at this end off the Rainbow Warriors of Georgia Tech ball.
Georgia Tech with the pressure. Tom Beattie finding a way, finding a seam, getting all the way to the rack.
Might not have been the smoothest drive, but the result was pretty for Beattie.
Style points do not matter. As long as the ball goes through the hoop.
Nathan George. Step back three for George. And Morsek lost the rebound to Miles Kelly. And a foul on Hawai'i. First on Morsek, but the Bows are back in it. 8-point game. Hawai'i in the midst of a 13-0 run. The Tiki Torch is fueling the comeback. No, it's not actually that. It's got Hawai'i back in this game. But how are they getting back in this game?
Well, it's the adjustment defensively. So in the first half, Georgia Tech was able to make the defense. You're going to watch how this post player is going to help. And when he helps, the roller is going to be available. Now in the second half, what Hawai'i has done is they've gone more into a drop coverage. So you're going to watch, this post player is going to help here. We're going to stunt here, and they're going to give up the shooter out in the corner. They're going to dare Georgia Tech to take those perimeter shots. And what does that do? Puts Hawai'i in good rebounding position, and they're off and running in transition.
And those shots were falling for Damon Stoudemire in the first half. They've made 1 3 since halftime. A 21-point lead is down to 8 for Georgia Tech. Nathan George drives. 7 to shoot. Tafara Gapari stumbles. Loose ball on the deck. Georgia Tech shot clock violation. Wave it off after the horn. They're going to review it just in case. But Bart Lennox, the sign official, was right there, saw the whole thing, and immediately waved it off. So they will check the monitor to make sure that it did come after the shot clock expired. So Marcus Pettigrew on the left side of your screen. Well, the only official now in your screen. And that's Bart Lennox who made the call. As you take a look at the shot clock and the hustle by Mondongo to keep it alive, but clearly 0, and it's still in the hands of Nathan George. And they confirm Marcus Pettigrew emphatically with the wave off. So a turnover on Georgia Tech. The Yellow Jackets have gone almost 5 minutes now without scoring. And Aranganat's team can chip it down even further.
And it seems as if the offense for Georgia Tech, as it has cooled off, so has the pressure that they have been providing defensively.
Justin McCoy. Jovan McClanahan. Matthew Cotton launching. Morsek on the offensive glass, up over everybody, then missed the putback, and then Justin McCoy tips it. Georgia Tech ball. Nate Harris on top of it. The right call, it was off of Justin McCoy.
Now, how will Georgia Tech adjust to the defense of Hawai'i? On that ball screen, you can do a wiggle. You can screen and then re-screen.
That's exactly what they just did. Nathan George missing the jumper. Justin McCoy flies through the key for the rebound. Jovan McClanahan. And the rebound, Debo Coleman for Georgia Tech. Now Debo Coleman. Off the heel of the rim, and another rebound for Hawai'i.
Georgia Tech, if you're going to attack, you've got to attack, come out with 2 points to get yourself to the free throw line.
Over 6 minutes without points for Georgia Tech. It's opened the door for the Rainbow Warriors to get back into this game. Midway through the second half. Matthew Cotton fouled on the baseline by Tafara Gapari.
Hawaii is so deliberate with how they're executing their offense. They know where they want to get to. They know where the rotations from Georgia Tech are going to come from. Gorsuch has given Hawaii some great minutes inside.
His size certainly has been a factor in his length. Off the inbound, Harry Ruliadev goes up, it goes and one. First points of the night for Harry Ruliadev, and the sophomore from Australia. 15 straight for the Bows.
The post up on the backside, underneath out of bounds. The power dribble to get the defense up in the air. That's a smart play by Ruliadev.
And he gets the and one free throw. First foul on Miles Kelly. From 21 down, it's now a 5-point game. Kyle Sturdivant, the pull-up, left it short. Jovan McClanahan tracks it down. Here comes Hawaii again. McClanahan can't get the roll, and the rebound by Tyjon Claude for Georgia Tech. But Georgia Tech over 7 minutes now without scoring. Strip from Miles Kelly. Here comes McClanahan. Finds Noel Coleman. And the loose ball, kick free, and Claude dives for it for Georgia Tech, but he's out of bounds.
Claude hustles for it. Oh, he just slides barely out of bounds.
Closer and closer, and then finally made contact with the sideline.
Georgia Tech is trying to play fast. They can play fast. They just don't need to play in a hurry.
They had a rough stretch against UMass like this last night. Harry Ruliadev for three. 19-0 run. 2-point game. Where will Georgia Tech go to end this drought? Kyle Sturdivant spinning. Left it short in the lane. Jovan McClanahan the rebound. Ruliadev for the lead. And it's short, and the rebound falls to Tafara Gapari for Georgia Tech.
To watch Georgia Tech, 5 players standing around the perimeter. You've got to get body movement, not just ball movement. You see, all 5 players just standing. There's no cutting. There's no screening.
Nathan George spinning in the lane. Hangs, drops contact, will get to the line. Third on Jovan McClanahan.
Tom Beatty just dribbled to the middle, then the kick back to Ruliadev to knock down the three. How about that? Hadn't got much time playing, but came in hot, warm, ready to go.
2 shots for Nathan George. 2 for 2 from the line tonight. And that ends a drought for Georgia Tech of 8 minutes and 18 seconds without scoring.
When your team is struggling to score, be a good time to run a set offense and understanding who you're going to screen for, a pin down, get a curl, get some movement in your offense.
Tipped out of bounds by Tyjon Claude. We're going the other way. Juan Munoz giving Jovan McClanahan a breather. And the 8th-year senior, Munoz.
To look at the body movement of Hawaii.
Bernardo da Silva, 5 to shoot. Leads in, draws contact from Tyjon Claude. third unclawed. Bernardo da Silva to the line. Well, things have gotten tight in Honolulu from 21 down. The University of Hawaii Rainbow Warriors have come storming back.
They didn't look at that score. It didn't matter how far down they were. They just kept their nose to the grind and continued to work their offense. The shots started falling. They adjusted defensively, and Georgia Tech has gone cold, and Hawaii has taken full advantage.
Georgia Tech just 4 for 18 from the floor in the second half. And they had a drought of 8 minutes and 18 seconds without scoring. And a 19-1 run. Bernardo da Silva shooting 2. Still lots of time. The winner gets Nevada Christmas Eve in the championship game of the 14th annual Hawaiian Airlines Diamond Head Classic. And Bernardo da Silva now 4 for 6 from the line. Jovan McClanahan leads the Rainbow Warriors with 15 points. Da Silva now with 12. By Dongo leads Georgia Tech with 14 as Da Silva goes 1 for 2. Miles Kelly. It's still been 9 minutes without a made field goal for Georgia Tech. Debo Coleman missing from the corner. The offensive rebound by Dongo. Miles Kelly in the lane and draws a foul. The craftiness of Kelly just extending the arm, was able to get contact.
But a much better job of getting the ball from one side to the other as Hawaii is shifting then to attack, and attack to score or get right there to the free throw line.
2 for Kelly, 72% on the season. Third foul on Bernardo da Silva. The annual NBA on Christmas Day tradition continues. 5 star-studded games on ESPN and ABC. We start at noon Eastern. Bucks and Knicks, Warriors and Nuggets. 5 games on Christmas Day, also available on ESPN+. Kelly hits 1 for 2. Here's Juan Munoz.
The ball getting to the third side for Hawaii.
Munoz in the corner. And over the back, a foul on Harry Ruliadev, the second on Ruliadev. And a 1-and-1 as Georgia Tech now in the bonus with 6:41 to play. Still, Georgia Tech has gone almost 10 minutes without a field goal. They're up 3. They were up 21. Debo Coleman, 67% from the line, a 1-and-1. 12 points last night in the win against UMass. And he misses the front end of a 1-and-1. Here's Munoz on the drive and with the left hand. His first points of the night. And it's a 1-point game. Second effort. Third try. This one goes for Kawasi Reeves.
And Hawaii very intentional in executing their offense. That high ball screen has been a problem for Georgia Tech.
Munoz gets hammered, will go to the line.
The previous possession, same thing. Munoz at the top, off the screen from Da Silva, and then a back screen. The defense is occupied in that left lane, wide open.
2 shots for Juan Munoz. Played 3 years at Longwood. And again, one of the oldest players in college basketball. He's 25 in his 8th season. As Justin McCoy comes back. And now Jovan McClanahan, after getting a much earned breather, checks back in.
McClanahan and Munoz on the floor at the same time could be a problem. McClanahan can penetrate, get into the lane. You got a three-point shooter out on the perimeter.
24-4, the run for Hawaii. And as much as it can help Carolyn, I think, at the offensive end, having the 2 point guards, I think it's a little bit of a liability defensively because of their lack of height.
Well, will Georgia Tech take advantage and take them down low and post up?
Here's Reeves, trying to take advantage of that size. Left it short, rebound batted around. Comes out to Georgia Tech in a fresh 20 as Tafara Gapari controlled it. Kelly, the scoop by Miles Kelly. Three-point lead. Juan Munoz on the drive, and a foul. And it's on by Dungo, his third. Munoz back to the line, 5:07 to go.
Hawaii can continue to be very patient and look to attack.
One more coming for Munoz. Munoz, who, as Carolyn told you earlier, 3 ACL injuries, 2 on one leg, 1 on the other, plus the Achilles. It's amazing he's even back on the floor, and the NCAA actually did something right, gave him the extra year because of all the injuries, and he pulls the Bows back to within 1. The kick, and a 3, and off the mark, Tafara Gapari, and now a chance for Hawaii to take their first lead of the night.
That high ball screen is something that Hawaii has continued to go to over and over again.
And a foul off the ball. And they're getting it on Tafara Gapari of Georgia Tech. And the Bows are in the bonus. And they'll go to the line for a 1-and-1 with 4:35 to go. My question is, could they have called a hook and hold here?
They could have. But Gapari, it looked like he grabbed the jersey of De Silva first.
Tie game. One more for Bernardo De Silva. And from 21 down here in the second half, the first lead of the night for the Rainbow Warriors, a 28-6 surge. Nathan George the miss, the putback by Dungo. Georgia Tech seesaws back in front. Dungo's had a strong game, double-double, 16 points, 10 rebounds. Off the foot of Bernardo De Silva, he turns it over. Inside 4 minutes. Dungo backing down. By Dungo off the backboard. And great footwork in the low block. Timeout, Hawaii. So after a brief lead for the Rainbow Warriors, Georgia Tech has stabilized things. They're up 3. It has gotten tight here at the end of this one.
When you want to close out a game, you go to work. Down low in the paint by Dungo with the nifty footwork.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Hawaiian Airlines. Hawaii flies with us. By Outrigger Hotels and Resorts. Come be here. And the Hawaiian Islands. Learn more at gohawaii.com. That's the trophy they're playing for. Here at the Stan Sheriff Center in Honolulu, Nevada will play our winner. Sunday on Christmas Eve night in the championship of the Hawaiian Airlines Diamond Head Classic. And it seemed, Carolyn, Georgia Tech was cruising to that matchup with Steve Alford and the Wolfpack. Arunganat's Pose had other ideas. From 21 down, they took a brief lead. It's Georgia Tech by 3 with 3:38 to go.
The adjustment defensively by Hawaii of really slowing down the penetration of Georgia Tech and allowing them to operate in the paint, and then being very intentional in the half court. Offensive execution by the Bows has been spectacular.
Juan Munoz short on the three, but Justin McCoy the back tap. And it's run down by Jovan McClanahan. Because it was a shot and a tip, you can go to the backcourt to go track it down. They're stopping it because of the shot clock.
Shot clock reset, 26 seconds.
And David Stoudemire wondering, well, is that over and back? And Bart Lennox explaining no, because of the back tap. Therefore, it's a Hawaii ball, and because it's recovered in the backcourt, they put up 30 on the shot clock. Justin McCoy on the drive. McCoy, 1-point game.
That's what Georgia Tech was doing in the first game, attacking in the first half, attacking the paint. They started settling for perimeter jumpers and allowed Hawaii back in this game.
The pick and roll by Dongo, fouled on the second attempt, and 2 free throws for the freshman. Second on Justin McCoy. Dongo, 2 shots, but only 50% from the line this season. Freshman from Senegal. And 11 for Dungo, who hits the free throw now. 19 points and 11 rebounds, and 6 of his 11 rebounds have been offensive boards.
Well, Georgia Tech might even think about it. He make this to jump into some full court pressure, giving Hawaii less time to execute their offense in the half court.
Make them a little uncomfortable, because it just seems that right now they're feeling confident in the way they're playing. Dungo hits both. One off a career high, he had 21 in that win against Duke. Juan Munoz has it knocked away and a steal. Nathan George up the floor. George is fouled. Third on Justin McCoy. Was poked away from Juan Munoz, and Georgia Tech racing back the other way will get to the line.
Well, Nathan George did a terrific job of recognizing, instead of taking the risk of turning the ball over, to keep it himself and get to the free throw line.
Nathan George 3 for 4 from the line. George now with a young career high of 14.
I would look at some token full court pressure. Slow the ball down, because Hawaii's got full 24 seconds to run their offense.
Took a strong second half effort from Hawaii last year in the semis against Washington State to get to the championship, and they won this tournament for the first time. Trying to get back to the championship for the second time in their program's history. Jovan McClanahan, and a foul will get him to the strike. Fourth on Tafara Gapari. For Hawaii last year, Wins over Pepperdine, Washington State, and then SMU with a tournament-winning 3 at the buzzer by Jovan McClanahan. He was the most outstanding player of the tournament a year ago. And the Bows in that game against the Mustangs, they trailed SMU by 10 midway through the second half.
Ron Gannott talks about what a leader McClanahan is. He really is the engine that makes this team go for Hawaii.
And McClanahan has tied a season high. 17 points. Back to a one-possession game. Miles Kelly whips it over. And Gapari inside by Dongo, drops it in. Career high 22 for Bai Dongo.
Georgia Tech got really lucky right there for Dongo to be there to pick up. That was a possible turnover.
Well, Coleman, who has been scoreless tonight. Here's McClanahan. On the move, off on the 3, and the rebound tipped by Dongo, controls it for Georgia Tech.
Yeah, Georgia Tech doesn't need to be in a hurry.
Farah Gapari missed that shot in the key, but the tip out and another offensive rebound. Georgia Tech, one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the country, and they have 15 offensive rebounds tonight. Miles Kelly all the way to the bucket. 1 minute to go, Georgia Tech by 6, timeout. Rainbow Warriors and Georgia Tech, like we saw last night, Carolyn, down the stretch, finding a way and making the key plays.
And it's the upperclassmen that are doing it. It's Miles Kelly tonight. And being very patient, waiting for that seam to open up, and he goes all the way down the left side and gets the finish.
'Tis the season for bowl games. 7 more for you Saturday on ESPN, ABC, and ESPN Plus. The quadruple header on ESPN starting at noon Eastern. The Camellia Bowl between Arkansas State, Northern Illinois, get it started. Then Georgia State, Utah State, the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. Then it's South Alabama. And everybody's favorite, Eastern Michigan, the 68 Ventures Bowl. We cap the day with Coastal Carolina and the Spartans from San Jose State just across the courtyard here in Honolulu at the Easy Post Hawai'i Bowl. Gotta love another full day of bowls. And I'm excited to see San Jose State and Coastal Carolina. The return of Chevin Cordero, local kid from St. Louis School over here in the islands. Brent Brennan, San Jose State Spartans. Fans didn't take too kindly to that Georgia Tech fan right there.
Not at all.
I don't understand why.
Georgia Tech better be focused on their defense right now. With Juan Munoz in the game, a three-point shooter. Looking for a quick strike. They don't need a 3, but they have a shooter on the floor that can take it.
Here's McCoy. Inside, Bernardo da Silva, and 1. That is not what Georgia Tech wanted to see. 4th on Bai Dongo.
McClanahan again getting inside the paint, playing underneath the defense with a nice little pocket pass to da Silva.
44.9. So da Silva for the and 1 free throw. 6 for 9 from the line tonight. And it's a one-possession game. Season high tying 17 for Bernardo da Silva.
Hawaii doesn't have to foul.
14-second differential. Miles Kelly, the runner, and he gets the roll. Tom Beatty missed the three. And Georgia Tech can't save it. They initially did, but then they throw it out of bounds with 20 seconds to go. Boy, Miles Kelly's come up with some big buckets down the stretch.
Big
and a
plays.
30-second timeout.
Big plays attacking the basket. And Ranganathan still doesn't need a three. He could go for a quick two and foul. But I didn't see, did Juan Munoz, did he check back in?
See the 5 that he's got. 71-66, Georgia Tech leading with 20 seconds to play. And Mike Dongo has had a monster effort for Georgia Tech. 22 points, 12 rebounds, 6 offensive rebounds for Dongo. And Miles Kelly, who was quiet for a lot of this one, really stepped up with some key buckets here the last couple of minutes.
Showed a lot of veteran leadership. Now it's going to be important for Georgia Tech right now to defend and not foul. They don't want to stop the clock.
Bows need to go quick. McClanahan trying to create some space. Draws contact and one. And if that's on Mike Dongo, he is fouled out. Mike Dongo fouls out with 10.6 to play. And Jovan McClanahan with now 19 go to the line for an and one. 19 points, 8 assists tonight.
For the first time.
So McClanahan at the line. 5 for 7 at the stripe. And the rebound grab by Kelly. And a timeout before the foul. As Damon Stoudemire telling the officials he wanted a timeout should they miss, and we grab the rebound, and they get it with 9.5 seconds. So McClanahan had a chance to hit free throw there to pull it within 2. But it's a 3-point game, 9.5 seconds. How quickly does Hawaii need to foul?
Well, they're going to have to foul as they're going for the basketball, or as soon as the ball comes in. They need to foul right away. For Georgia Tech, the most important thing they've got to do is to get the ball in bounds, because Hawaii's going to try to force a 5-second count.
And Georgia Tech have missed some free throws here in the second half of this game. And they've left some points at the line. They open the door for Hawaii. This appeared to be a blowout, Carolyn. It was a 21-point lead for Georgia Tech here in the second half. And then Hawaii came storming back.
Damon Stoudemire put in Kyle Sturdivant to be in the game. Remember yesterday, he was 8 for 8 from the free throw line, having more maturity experience on the court.
3-point lead for Georgia Tech. Any foul by the Bows, and it's the double bonus, 2 shots for Georgia Tech. So the officials are looking at the monitor to determine how much time should remain, and they're going to put 3/10 back on. It'll go to 9.8.
Now Hawaii wouldn't put anybody on the ball. Use that 5th defender to try to force Georgia Tech into a turnover, or possibly not even inbound the ball.
And keep in mind, the inbounder for Georgia Tech has to stay stationary because it was not a made basket. It was a missed free throw and a rebound. And that's what Marcus Pettigrew is telling Kawasi Reeves, you need to stay anchored. And they get it into Kelly, who's grabbed immediately by Noel Coleman. 2 shots for Kelly. 8.4 to go, and Miles Kelly 1 for 2 from the line. The junior from Stone Mountain, Georgia, hit the 2 big free throws. That overtime win against Penn State in Madison Square Garden with 2.1 to go. Those are 2 more big free throws for Kelly.
Hawaii, no timeouts.
One more for Miles Kelly. Now it's a two-possession game in favor of Georgia Tech.
Defensively, Georgia Tech, make or miss, you've got to pick up McClanahan.
Here he comes. McClanahan. Here's a three. In and out. And it goes out of bounds and a Georgia Tech ball, and the Yellow Jackets are going to survive. They surrendered a 21-point lead. Rainbow Warriors, Hawaii took a brief lead, but then Georgia Tech made enough plays. And the Yellow Jackets, in a wild one, Carolyn, are able to hold off a strong second-half effort from Hawaii.
Tremendous adjustment defensively for Hawaii to chip away, to get themselves back in this, but the experience, Miles Kelly today, the veteran that was able to come in and really steady the ship for the Yellow Jackets.
By Dongo, a career-high 22, leading Georgia Tech into the championship against Steve Alford and the Nevada Wolfpack, who beat TCU earlier today. Third-place game also on Christmas Eve will have these Rainbow Warriors against Jamie Dixon and TCU. But a fun semifinal, especially the second half. It got tight, but Georgia Tech will advance to the championship. For Carolyn Peck and our ESPN crew, Roxy Bernstein. We'll see you in a little bit with UMass in Portland.